What have you been putting on the back burner lately that should be on the front burner, if not already plated and being served to your audience? Hello, and welcome to another episode of Abbey, the podcast lady, where we talk about all things podcasting, especially when it comes to you getting started making your show. So today I want to talk about procrastination because I think that's a huge thing that stops people from actually making their podcast. They have this idea. They know what they want to do. They maybe have even had this podcast concept in their head for years at this point. Like they know they have a story worth sharing. They know what they have to share is valuable to an audience that they're already serving. And this is just going to help them go deeper and serve more customers. But it just keeps getting pushed off. And you just keep kicking that can down the road further and further and further until suddenly years have gone by and you're like, oh man, I really wanted to start that show. And now I feel like it's not even worth starting it because everyone else already has a show and theirs is already established. So why would I get in on that game now when I'm technically behind on this? We're going to break this down piece by piece today because I am a firm believer that there's no such thing as being behind when it comes to podcasting. I will say the people who are having a lot of success with their shows right now, the clients that I'm working with right now that are seeing some good numbers and good traction on things, they've been podcasting for a long time, because they took action on their idea and just kept with it. So let's back this up here. You have an idea for a show. You have a brand. You have a business. You have stories worth sharing and an audience that's yearning to hear it. You know podcasting is the thing to do. What is stopping you from doing it? Probably, well, 1, lack of knowledge on how to do it. 2, fear of being perceived. That can be a big one for people. And 3, just time. Time is a huge thing that stops people from making their shows. So how do we solve these problems? Well, 1, if it's that fear of being seen by an audience, we got to get over that. We have to get over that. You need to be bold and brave and put yourself out there. Trust me, people are not paying as close of attention as you think. Like, think about how you interact on the internet yourself. I know I love scrolling. Like, I am not afraid to admit I live on 123 TikTok Street and I love scrolling on that dang app. But here's the thing. Most of the time you're scrolling, you watch a video, you scroll, you maybe heart it, you maybe save it, you maybe send it to a friend if you think it's funny or worth sharing. But when do you see that person again? Like, it's kind of gone. It's done. Like, they might pop up in your algorithm again if they're an avid creator, but in all reality, it's on to the next thing. And people are not nitpicking every little thing that you are posting on the internet. So it is kind of a volume game in that regard. Podcasting, it's kind of a different story because you're going so deep with your audience where you're like actually establishing a conversation and a connection with them. Yes, your podcast should get turned into like social media clips to share to aid in that scroll so people find you and want to go deeper with you. But in all reality, the way you're consuming content online, it's probably like a flash in the pan, and that's what your audience is going to see from you as well. So that fear of being perceived and every little thing needs to be perfect. No, it doesn't. You just need to start creating and start getting your name and your story and your face out there because it takes a long time for people to build that trust and keep seeing you and go, oh yeah, wait a minute, I recognize that face. So that fear of being perceived, do not let that stop you from moving your podcast from the back burner to the front burner of your life stove because it takes some time to establish and you just got to keep doing it and flexing that muscle. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you are going to be. So just start going, just start creating. The next thing that stops people is just not knowing how to make a podcast. A lot of people, actually all of the people that I work with personally on my client roster, they are the people who are experts in their field. They know what they're talking about. They know the stories they want to share, but they do not know the technical side of podcasting. And that is okay because you don't have to know the technical side of podcasting. I like to compare it to like plumbing on a house. I don't know a thing about plumbing. I know there's pipes, I know there's water, and I know there's ways to turn it on and shut it off. Beyond that, I don't know a dang thing. I call in an expert when there's a plumbing issue at my house to come take care of it for me because I don't want to learn how to deal with plumbing in my house. There's someone out there that can handle that for me. And the same is true for podcasting. If you know what you want to share, how you want to connect with your audience, what you want to do with your show, there's people like me out there who can help you with that. There are so many podcast producers in this world, and we are all so willing to share our expertise and what we know with you to help you make the show. And you can be as involved or as uninvolved as you want to be. For me, my clients all have different levels of involvement. Some of them like to do their own social media. Some of them like to write their own show notes. Some of them like to do their own blogs. And then there's others where they're like, I want to sit down and record it, and I don't ever want to touch it again. You just handle everything. Like, even put it on social media for me, because I don't want to do that either. I can handle literally everything that you want done for your podcast, minus the like sharing your own stories. Like, obviously you get to do that part of like, it's your podcast, it's your face, it's your voice, it's your concepts, but I can handle all the other hard parts for you so you don't have to. If you want to learn them, I'd be more than happy to teach you and guide you through that. And that is actually what the Bet on Your Podcast course is all about. I have dumped my knowledge of podcasting into an online course. So if you're like, I don't want to hire someone, I do want to learn how to do this, I have an online program for you teaching you exactly how to make your podcast start to finish. That's available in the show notes below. Check it out if you're interested. But you can be as involved or as uninvolved as you want to be. Do not let the I don't know how to make a podcast stop you from actually following through and moving it to the front burner and plating it and serving it to your audience, because that is just a really boring and dumb excuse, because there are so many resources online for you to learn how to do this or find the right person to help you do this. So I don't want to hear that excuse anymore. I don't know how to make a podcast. That's not an excuse. That is just wimp talk. Like, you can do this if you set your mind to it or find the right person that can help you set your mind to it. So not an excuse anymore. Throw it out the window. It doesn't count. And then another thing stopping people from moving their podcast from the back burner of life to the front burner of life is the time commitment. And this one I feel like goes hand in hand with the last argument I make. Everyone is short on time, especially if you're an entrepreneur, if you're a thought leader, if you're a visionary of any kind, if you're a leader in your family, in your community. Time is precious. Like, everyone is so strapped for time. When you ask someone how they're doing lately, the answer you're going to get is busy. Like, people are busy. They have lives. They have full lives. No one is sitting around waiting for life to happen to them if they are in the podcast industry or want to be a podcaster. Like, they are busy people. And there's so many people that I talk to that are like, oh yeah, I've been meaning to start my show. I'm just so short on time and I just don't have the bandwidth to do it right now. And I think that's another excuse. Like, you can spend time on something or you can spend money on something. You got to pick one of the two, because chances are good you don't have the excess of both. And there are people like me who do have the time to make your podcast for you. If you have the time to sit down and record it, we have the time to sit down and produce it for you, so you don't have to worry about doubling up your time or tripling up your time with the technical side of things that you don't care about or want to be an expert in. There's people out there willing to help you with that. And not just me. Like, yes, obviously I would love it if more people hired me to do this, because this is like my life's passion and what I love to do. But in all reality, there's so many people out there who are willing to help you with this, who are experts at doing this. Like, the time is not an excuse anymore. And I know for my own personal life, I have come to the stage where it's like, yeah, I do not have the time and energy to do and learn everything. So I'm going to go find an expert that'll do it. I just did a full podcast episode on this a few weeks ago of like when to ask for help with your show. And it is when you do not have the time to do it and you do not have the willingness to learn how to do it. And not even the willingness. It's just like, there's a lot of things I would love to dilly-dally around with and learn how to do. Like, I have been trying to learn how to crochet for years, like almost a decade at this point, but I do not have the time to dilly-dally around and learn how to crochet. That is just not on the radar for me right now. So if that's your crochet or my crocheting is your podcasting, like, find someone else to do it for you. You can spend time on something or you can spend money on something. You got to sort out what that means for you, obviously. But I literally have talked to like 3 people just in the past week. They're like, oh yeah, keep nudging me. I want to start a podcast. I just don't have the time right now. I'm like, that's why I'm nudging you. It's because I do have the time and I can help you with this right here and right now. So there's no excuse for you to keep putting it on the back burner when I am right here telling you I can be that resource for you. And suddenly what you think is going to take you 4 hours a month to make your podcast is probably only going to take you like 45 minutes, because you just got to record it and then I'll take care of it for you. So another excuse that I don't want to hear anymore is I don't have the time, because it's just not true. There's other people that you can pay to have the time for you. And honestly, it's probably a lot more affordable than you think it is. So just some things to chew on and think about. I just keep hearing the phrase lately, like, oh yeah, that's on the back burner right now. I got to put it on the back burner. If it's on the back burner, it's going to sit there and it's not going to cook. So it's time to start stirring the pot, move it to the front burner, finish the meal, and start plating it and serving it to your audience because they're hungry for it. And we are coming up on Q4 of 2026 already. I know we're like barely into Q3, but we are coming up on Q4, and that is the biggest spending of the year. This is when the money moves around. And do you want that money moving into your pocket because you are connecting with your audience deeper? Yeah, obviously you do. So now is the time to take some action, put some effort into this, and move something off the back burner into the front burner and into your audience's dinner plate because the time is nigh. I sound like an old-timey Game of Thrones. I've been watching The Crown lately. I started rewatching The Crown on Netflix for like the gazillionth time because it's my comfort show. So the time is nigh. But seriously, like start taking some action because you can either take action and be a little like nervous and embarrassed about taking that action, or you can end up right here in the same spot next year at this time going, I feel like I kind of missed the window on podcasting because everyone else is doing it. Look at how established they are. Guess what? That's your own fault for not taking the action and doing the dang thing. So let this be a little kick in the pants for you to finally get your podcast off the back burner and into at least cook mode. Like, let's just turn the freaking front burner on and move the pot. And always, if you need help with any of this, if you are interested in learning how to do it yourself through my Bet on Your Podcast online course, the link for that is down below. If you are wanting to pick my brain and ask questions about how to effectively get this going, I would be happy to set up a pick your brain call with me. If you are looking for someone just to produce the show for you so you don't have to worry about it. Also a thing I offer, I have packages ranging from $400 a month all the way over $2,000 depending on exactly how involved you want to be. So let's connect, let's get this going, and let's start cooking your podcast.